Hi, it's Richard Gladwell here from Sailworld, here with Nick Holroyd, Head of Design for Team New Zealand. This is the last day of training, day 30. How far do you think the boat's come since you launched way back in July?
Oh, I mean, it's come a long way just in the way we're sailing the boat and the evolution of the systems, etc. I look back across, I guess, 20 years of IACC development, and the fact we were still developing those after 20 years. So, in reality, we've probably just scratched the surface here in what these boats can potentially do. But it's been a very useful learning exercise for us, for sure.
So in terms of a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being where you were in July and 10 being where you are now, how far up that scale do you think you are in terms of AC72 development?
Oh, I think in terms of where you'd like to be for racing in July next year, you're probably in the 2 or 3 kind of camp. The big areas where we need to move forward, and are going to be hard, is to take what's in essence a pretty marginal kind of structure and set of mechanics and make that reliable for racing. Making the boat easier to sail, ergonomically better, so the guys have more control and more keep the boat closer to optimum, and that's really where I think the biggest speed gains are going to be for us from now on, is sailing the boat closer and closer to its optimum.
It seems incredible that you've got what's probably the fastest boat that's never raced, and you've sailed it for 30 days and you're decommissioning it and starting something that's going to be better. I mean, what changes are we going to see?
I think that the changes are reasonably subtle, actually. You just didn't have the time to go for a full rethink, and particularly in terms of structure and so on like that. I think the big areas for gain are, the boards. We've learned a huge amount about the kind of control with this boat. The next generation of boards, we hope, a big step forward again. In terms of making the boat easier to sail and being able to extract the performance from it, wing control systems and things like that are really critical to the way the guys actually get around the course and how they extract the performance from the boat.
So it just seems also quite incredible compared to normal America's Cup campaigns that you're not going out and doing this protracted 2-boat testing that just grinds away, yet you're going to do it with just 1 boat. What are you doing? Are you sailing against the computer, or?
We do. The 1-boat testing is pretty fraught. You're just measuring your wind environment's pretty hard in the first place. But I think we can certainly see an evolution in performance over time with the boat. Essentially getting closer and closer to polar targets. The big step, as I say, is to really extract that optimal performance in the racing environment where the guys are seriously busy. Moving forward from here, yes, we will obviously be aiming to sail against others when we can, because that's a much more valid test for us in a lot of ways. But getting the second boat in the water, getting it reliable, getting all the systems debugged, all that's still a huge amount of work for us.
So what happens in terms of that development when you get to San Francisco? Are you just going to sort of recycle from where you are now, or what?
So we will have, I guess, around about 2 months in the boat too, before we pack up and go to San Francisco. So we'd aim to have that boat relatively well sorted. We only have a month odd sailing time in San Francisco before racing starts. So we do need to have that boat very well sorted. One of the ways of kind of gaining reliability is to sort of slowly, as you approach the race time, is to start locking down the rate of change, because if the more changes you introduce into the system, the more chance you've got of breaking stuff and introducing kind of unknowns and have reliability issues. And so there is there's a fine line to balance there between continuing to extract more performance, but you start breaking and then not finishing races, and that really could cost you the campaign. So that'll be a real judgment call to make at the time, I think.
What's going to happen with the wing sail for the second boat? Are you going to do one that's very similar to what we're seeing now, or is it going to be something quite different?
I mean, the big evolutions, I think, are in control systems and making the as I say, the wing faster to get to optimal shapes and easier to handle, and so that's our main thrust of evolution at the moment, for sure.
So back on that scale of 1 to 10, where do you see the wing sail now from where it was in July and where it could be in, say, July next year?
I think effectively the second wing, the second 72 wing, will really be our third evolution, if you like, because we had the 33 wings before that. And so you'd certainly hope that the major systems we nail pretty well with this one. And we give those systems a good length of time to really iron the bugs out of them, and as I say, that reliability next year is going to be very, very hard to achieve, but absolutely critical to the success of the campaign for sure.
So when you last put the boat in the shed for that extended period, what sort of gains did you see after you came back? Were they significant or just tweaks?
Yeah, I mean, I think all the really big gains in systems and stuff, and the way we've this boat's been have been during the regatta periods. Actually, when the guys have gone away to the 45 regattas, this boat's generally had a decent strip down, and that's been the time when we've been able to plan and implement sort of evolutions, if you like, to all the systems. So again, I would expect the boat to, if we launch in February, around early March, we probably need to take a little bit of time out and look at a revision in boat 2. And then again, during that sort of pack-up phase in April, there'll be another kind of revision or set of modifications to implement. And then, once you get to San Francisco, you'd be hoping you've got things as well sorted as you're going to get them, and really it's about the guys kind of brushing up their racecraft and thinking about the way they match race these boats. Obviously Dean and those guys are putting a lot of thought in that department already, but we really got to get to a point where we don't start changing things on them on the morning of a race day is not a good look for sure.
Okay, well, thank you very much. All the best.
Cheers.